Hey guys, as you saw, I am still on vacation, quote unquote vacation, here in Michigan, and it's time for me to lesson plan for next week. I am 1 week behind on lesson plans, so I really need to get it done. Right now, it is 7:10. It's going to take me about 2 hours, so most of this is going to be sped up. But just to get started, I actually started working on this before I left work for spring break, just to know what I was focusing on this week. So I got that all started. This week we're focusing on pretty much, oh, this is going to be really tough. I'm left-handed, so all right, this week we're focusing on pretty much text features. I can interpret information presented visually, orally, or quantitatively. So we're going to be looking at that. The standard, we are focusing on Florida standards. And so the main standard we're focusing on is our RL 3.7. Make connection between the text of a story or drama and the visual or oral presentation of the text. So breaking that down, that's the first thing that I need to do is break this down. So we are going to be working this week on visually, quantitatively, charts, graphs, diagrams, timelines. Okay. And the second part of that is explain how the information contributes to the understanding of the text. So first things first, not only do they have to be able to interpret the information in a chart, diagram, and things like that, but then they have to be able to explain how the information contributes to the understanding of the text. So one of the first things that I do is I take my standard, RL 3.7, and I go to Google. And I just type in RL.3, or actually I do it with Common Core, so I type .4.7, RL.4.7. Uh-oh, all right, I forgot to connect to the internet. I'll be back. Back in business, and it is 7:15, so that took about 5 minutes. All right, let me set you back down. And back to business. So then I just pretty much check out what's here. I like better lessons. Make sure that it's the same. Make connection between texts, just to kind of see how everyone else is teaching it. Okay, so now that I have my lesson, the base of my lesson, I'm going to branch out from there. As a class, we have already read the book of Ruby Bridges, so this is a perfect lesson. However, like I said, I'm now teaching all the other fourth graders. So what I'm going to do is start this week off by reading the book. So let's actually start planning. Oh, before I start, let me show you. This is called Chalk, planboard.com Chalk. My nails are terrible. It's my last day of vacation. Don't judge me. But, excuse me, in here, it's pretty specific. Do now. This is a cross-curriculum lesson because it's not only reading or ELA, it's also going to be social studies. So our do now is going to be 5 minutes. I'll plan that out. Our mini lesson shouldn't be any longer than 30 to 40 minutes with some hot questions. Then I have rubrics already pre-prepared for any subject. I have them already in here. Vocabulary, this week we're doing, of course, I love Flocabulary's vocabulary. It's just amazing, and it's great for state testing, student work period, and then small groups, which I keep the same. Earlier when I started this teaching blog earlier this year, I showed you guys these leveled passages that I absolutely love. I love them. And then I need to find some centers, closure, home learning, and then my accommodations and things like that. All right, back to planning. That is, I gotta pay attention. What's going on over there? All right, that's it. All right, guys, so that is day 1 planned out. The rest of the week is going to come from this. Day 1, as you saw, we're actually going to be reading the book. They're going to be interpreting information. Actually, we are focusing more on this. I need to change my objective. I need to change my objective as I'm looking now. My essential question is fine. I need to change my objective to an I can evaluate content presented. All right, let's do that now so that we don't forget. Presented. Okay. I can evaluate content. So this is actually my first time really focusing deeply in on this standard. So I may need to tweak a few things. This is my rough draft so far. But we're doing diverse multimedia formats and understand how language functions in different contexts. So we're going to look at the difference, as you saw, in by the end of this unit here, which is, I really, really like better lessons. I'll tell you that much. But at the end of the unit, with the different student books, we are going to be talking about the language. So it's right on for the standard. Let's see if I can get you down there. The mood, the feelings, the opinions. And then I'm going to find an assessment to bring this all together on Friday. So this video is at 20 minutes. Hopefully it will be much less when I speed it up. That's it for now. This is a rough draft of how I plan. I start with my standard, then I go to Google, or I break down the standard first, and then I go to Google, see what I want them to do in the end, and then kind of plan backwards. So I started with the standard, 3.7. Then I went to Google, found a good 3.7, which this is not it. It was lesson 6 is where I started, 4.7, because I'm 4th grade, not 3rd grade. But once again, this is Common Core standard, and we do Florida standards. But if you look at this, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So, and then we plan from there. What I want them to be able to do in the end is tell me the difference in the language. Let's move this over a little bit. Tell me the difference in the language between the different contexts. So this is day 1. We're going to start with reading. Day 2, going to see if I can. This movie, I think, is going to take 2 days. So Wednesday is early release, so we'll do this Tuesday and Wednesday with the movie, and then Thursday we'll bring the movie and the book back together and compare and contrast those two. And then Friday for their assessment, I may do the book, this here book, may be their actual final assessment, because in my plans, all that I have is the summary. We're going to write the summary together as a class. They're going to be responsible for filling out all of these other things. So throughout the week, and then on Friday, I'll just collect it all together, and maybe that'll be their assessment. So that's what I'm thinking. But I have to figure out how I can assess. So I'm going to have to make my own assessment probably. But there may be an assessment in here. Meeting, connecting, drafting. So maybe I can use something in here as an assessment. But for right now, part of their assessment will be, we're going to do all the summaries together, but then they're going to have to do, no, that'll be a practice grade. So, in the end, you all right, baby girl? Or baby boy? So in the end, their assessment, they're going to have to tell me, let me work on their assessment. Identifying weather version. So, yeah. If you have and well, by the time you guys see this, it'll be all planned out. So, I'm going to work on their assessment, and I'll be back. All right, guys. I am all done. It is 8:07. And I have all 5 days planned. Yay! So in order for me to actually be ready for next week, I need to go in and plan my morning meetings and complete my homework templates. And then what else do I need to do? Morning meeting, homework templates. Oh, and it's almost the beginning of the month, so it's almost time for my newsletter. All right, so in the end, I ended up, for the assessment, we're going to write. Let's pull it up for you. So I did just use the Better Lessons for my assessment. What's going on here? All right. So in the end, well, you guys can read. So we're going to write about the connections they've made with each form and evaluate the effectiveness of each to tell the story. And again, this came from Better Lessons. I did go in and fill in my hot questions. For my hot questions, I actually have it saved up here, and it looks like this. So whenever I'm doing something, I can figure out what I want to ask them when I want to ask them, and it's a really good one. So I just pulled my hot questions from there. We just ordered pizza. It's got to be coming. Just called my husband's phone. And for this one, oh no, he put the wrong hotel for the pizza. No, we're hungry. But my closures and things, I did go in and fill all that in. So I am all planned out for the week. Yay! I will see you later. I'm planning on making a video of my portfolio and my resume that I made. So stay tuned for that. I made my resume and my portfolio. So have a great week. I think most of you are either coming out of spring break or going into it. Either way, enjoy. A couple weeks left of school. We'll see you next week back in the classroom. Bye.